PS troopers say they shot and killed a man today who killed 3 people in Mississippi on Mother's Day.
Investigators say Ivory James Welch III shot and killed his mother and 2 sisters. Mississippi police didn't know where he was until there was a shootout early this morning in a rural part of eastern Arizona. True crime correspondent Brianna Whitney has been learning more details from investigators about the victims in this case and more details.
Yeah, it's a wild story and a tragic one at that. Mississippi police didn't know the suspect's planned final destination, but say the U.S. Marshals were tracking his phone. They thought he was maybe heading to Mexico until this unexpectedly ended in a shootout here in Arizona. We've now learned more about the family dynamics and what police knew about the suspect's past.
A mother and 2 daughters believed to be dead at the hands of their son and brother, Ivory James Welch III, a tragedy playing out during Mother's Day in Mississippi and ending Monday morning in the Arizona desert. Police identifying the victims as Ida Welch and her children, Vicky and Crystal Welch. Crystal, a well-known attorney who taught at the Mississippi College School of Law and was on the board of the ACLU.
Crystal was just a true delight. She was just a superwoman. She was a fun-loving, intellectual, very passionate about her work.
Ridgeland, Mississippi Police Chief Brian Myers says this all began as a welfare check when family members of the Welches could not get a hold of Ida and her kids.
They had a barbecue party of some sort planned for Saturday afternoon, and they didn't show up for that. They made several calls. No one answered.
Eventually, police forced their way into the home Sunday and found the unthinkable. Ida, Crystal, and Vicky dead in the living room, all 3 shot in the head. Authorities quickly gathered information and identified Ivory Welch as their suspect, getting 3 warrants for murder.
His vehicle was seen leaving the scene, and we tracked it all the way through to Dallas and understood it was obvious that he was on the run.
The U.S. Marshals were tracking him, and Monday morning, Arizona DPS says they pulled over the suspect in eastern Arizona on U.S. Route 191 near Clifton and Morenci for a traffic stop. They say he got out of the car with a gun, and that's when an officer-involved shootout unfolded with troopers. DPS confirming Ivory Welch was killed. Tonight, the Mississippi police chief revealing Welch's checkered past. He says they had contact with Welch in 2006 for domestic violence against another family member, and again in 2012 for assault. As for the triple homicide, they're still investigating motive, but have some working leads.
He may have been upset about a funeral and his birthday, which was on Friday.
Though Welch is now dead, both the Ridgeland Police Department and community still reeling from an unfathomable crime that took away an entire family in one day.
All of these tend to take a toll on the investigators who have to see that.
We lost 3 lives. These are generations, 2 generations of family. This is a sad situation.
Police say they know Welch lived with his mom, Ida, but don't know the nature of their relationship prior to this. The police chief says they're working to get the gun he had during the shootout in Arizona back to Mississippi to test and see if it was the same weapon he allegedly used to kill his family. Derek, back to you.
Just a